Sweet to Meet episode number 74. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Tonight we have a couple special guests with us. We have Jimmy's sister, Kathleen.
Who I believe has been on
Hello,
before.
I
You've been
have.
on. Talked about the goats.
Yes,
Big
we
into
did
the
talk
goats.
about the goats.
And
Long
we
time ago.
have her boyfriend, AJ.
Shalom.
And
He's Jewish, if you didn't know.
and we have Jonathan.
It's Jordan.
Jordan. We have Jordan with us, joining us. We're actually
Cuts the grass.
we're on location in New Jersey tonight. Well, Jimmy and I are traveling back from visiting his family in New York, and we stopped to New Jersey to visit his sister Kathleen, and that's where we are, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Haddonfield, New Jersey.
Haddonfield.
She's right over the bridge. We're technically
Yeah.
in Philly.
If
As
you've
a
ever
s-
seen When Harry Met Sally, it's where Harry's from.
Oh, really?
Wow.
True story.
Wow. But it's a square mile, the whole city.
Whole town.
Is this a city or is it like a village?
Town.
It's a town?
It's a small Quaker town.
Do towns come before villages? I thought villages were like the smallest concentration
I think
of people.
There's different things.
Yeah.
I just feel like
Oh,
we're
they
not
are?
in like post, or we're not in like pre-World War II Russia, so I don't think there's like
There's not
villages.
village, not like my village.
It's not a hierarchy of.
Wow.
Because like Grandview was like considered a village at point, or like Marble Cliff in Grandview.
There's townships. There's
We've got a lot of those around here.
A lot of townships?
Yes.
So, but Haddonfield, it's a city.
I guess
Do you
it's a
pay those?
town.
Do you
It's a
take?
town.
Is there like a city council?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a
that's what I'm
mayor.
thinking.
It's a town.
Okay.
It has a
yeah,
mayor,
so
its
a
own
town,
mayor.
Yeah, like
It's
you
a
said
town.
originally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, with its own city, like your address is Haddonfield.
Haddonfield.
With that with the accent, can you do the Dustin accent of just say the city,
Haddonfield, New Jersey.
but like more Dustinish.
Haddonfield.
That's good.
Haddonfield.
Okay,
New
got
Jersey.
it. Cool. All right. Well, yeah.
T.
Just trying to up our New Jersey listeners. Anyways, we all just went out to dinner in Philly, not in Haddonfield, New Jersey, and at what's it called?
V Street.
V Street, and it was delicious. It
was awesome.
Yeah. We got Don noodles. Was that what it was called?
Yep.
Don noodles,
Spicy
spicy
boys.
Don noodles were pretty legit. I think the tacos were probably my favorite.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had like a nice, it was like buffalo sauce. I didn't want to say that because it seemed like it was like a very organically made thing. And I was like, this is buffalo sauce for sure. Like this is Frank's Red Hot on my taco right now. It's delicious, but it's buffalo
It
sauce.
definitely had a hot sauce vibe. Have you guys had
It was
like a?
It was kimchi.
There's some famous vegan cheesesteaks in Philly.
Oh,
Yes.
Did you guys?
Yes.
Were they good?
We've dabbled.
I
not?
have not been a fan.
Really?
No.
Well, yeah. I mean, you've probably had plenty
Yeah.
real ones.
It's
on the
hard to
day.
hold a flame. It's kind of like trying to find a good vegan chicken wing. Not an easy
Or hot
feat.
dog.
Or hot dog,
Which
right.
we still haven't, right? You guys
Understood.
didn't find what I do.
No.
Not terrible, not great.
We haven't, right?
I've had better vegan hot
dogs?
dogs than cheesesteaks, though.
Well, hot dogs are kind of highly processed to begin with. So like a vegan hot dog, I don't know. I'm so far removed from having real hot dogs that I don't know what a real hot dog tastes like.
Vegan hot dogs are
I don't even get anything that
tough. Real
looks like a hot
dog's
dog around my
very-
face.
Yeah,
Loose.
melts in your mouth. Yeah.
Nice and loose.
Yes.
Yeah, and it shouldn't.
Yeah,
Meat
it shouldn't
shouldn't
melt.
Well, should anything really?
Yeah.
Ice cream.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
Wow.
like I said, I
yeah, I
don't
haven't
like
had a
anything
cheesesteak either.
there.
It's the liquid cheese that hasn't been.
Is
like
that
like
what a Philly cheesesteak is? I thought
is liquid
it was.
cheese,
I
right?
thought it was
Yeah, but
provolone.
Yeah.
the whiz wasn't bad. It was just, it's like onions and mushrooms. Like it's not,
It's filling.
it's just not a cheesesteak. Like a
Its own
cheesesteak
thing.
is ketchup and like I don't it's hard to make a Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not have it be.
But I'm surprised, because I failed at being a vegan, so I'm.
Oh yeah, so again.
Well, let's get into
Yeah.
what we're
Not
talking
the
about
authority.
tonight. And so
Excuse me.
Kathleen has been vegan for how long now?
Almost 2 months.
we got a
It's,
freshie here.
Yeah.
Months. So her and AJ decided to be vegan after we went on a family vacation, and Kathleen stuck with it. AJ did not.
I made it 30 days without cheese,
That's-
which is 30 days longer than I thought I'd ever make it without cheese.
That's impressive.
That's
Yeah.
impressive. So tonight's episode is basically talking about that transition, what that like looked like, what it's continuing to look like the struggles of a new vegan. Like we have a newbie here. How hard was it? You know, what was the ups, the downs, the whole transition? Because we have a lot of listeners who aren't 100% vegan. So you
Some who
know,
aren't at all.
Yeah.
Many.
yeah. So she went through it, and you're like 100% like a normal gal. You
Yeah.
know. So like.
I wouldn't say that.
He's like,
Right. I'm pretty normal. I
Yeah.
work out. I work. I pay bills.
you're a gal.
I'm a gal.
Yeah.
I'm 29. The hardest part about it, ironically, was answering questions about it.
Isn't it annoying?
Yeah. I mean, some people were genuinely inquiring
Yeah.
about why
I think most
transitioning.
people are.
Right.
But it comes off very like judgy and like I don't know how you could do that. And it's like, well, I don't know, I'm doing it, you know?
And why? Because
Yeah.
I guess to anybody else, I look like a healthy individual before this. So
Yeah.
what's the catalyst for?
Well, let's I guess start there. So we
Yeah.
were all at the beach. AJ,
The
you
lake.
had the lake.
Kite-
Yeah.
What's it, Cuca?
You had a
Cuca.
beautiful vegan meal I saw one night. It was a bowl of cinnamon toast crunch with Oreos in it.
Yeah.
You put
And
the
milk
Oreos
after
in
you
the
ate
Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Yeah. No, so
Did you feel yourself getting cavities like as you were eating?
Yes. Also, I had a bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Then I had another bowl, and that's what Jimmy is referencing. And then I dipped the Oreos in that
Into
milk.
the milk.
The Oreos were vegan.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, yes, yeah, it was probably regular milk.
Yeah.
So is Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah.
Right.
Just the milk.
It's
something
unrelated,
that
but I
something
thought
I
was like,
have
what,
had.
what? Because you guys were asking questions,
Right.
like a normal adult will, with good intentions. Like
Just
I'm
curious.
open-minded, which you guys are, which is cool. And you left there and did it.
Right.
Like what was?
Yeah, why?
So, couple of reasons.
I was the catalyst.
Yeah,
I was-
AJ.
Yeah, you were
was
pushing it. You were asking the
Yeah.
questions.
Together, we started dating a year ago, and collectively we gained 20 pounds. So you call that relation weight, whatever it is. But both of us probably have an unhealthy relationship with food to begin with. And there's just
Most
not a lot
people
of
do.
moderation, right? We had tried other things, intermittent fasting, keto, and nothing
You were big into
stuck.
intermittent fasting. So intermittent fasting, was that like, when would you do that? Like a couple days a week?
Almost all week long,
I
Monday
lost
through
20
Friday.
pounds doing intermittent
You
fasting.
did it every day.
Yeah.
I did it every day for 90 days. I lost 20 pounds. I did it.
Like from like, you
8
wouldn't
p.m.
eat until...
He was essentially starving himself. There was some extremes
Well,
going
that's what
on
intermittent
here.
fasting is. She came
Yeah,
up with
he
a
took it
different
to an
name for it.
extreme. Yeah.
I mean, as a background, so like I'm in recovery from addiction for like
Yeah.
almost 6 years. So everything I do, like as an anecdote, people, I know you guys have a lot of listeners in Australia.
We do.
You honestly do. It's not even a joke.
Shrimp on the, I'm not going to do it. But I would go to Wawa, which is like a fast food. You like order your meal. I'd get a 10-inch meatball sub, extra cheese, 2 bags of chips, 2 cookies, Ben and Jerry's. Then I'd leave. I'd go to McDonald's, and then I'd buy like a hot fudge sundae and their Sprite because they have the best Sprite at McDonald's, and I'd eat all of it.
Wow.
So I just needed like some sort of code to live by because things
Okay.
were getting rough.
Wait, this was like recently.
You
This
mean-
is your.
No, this is before he tried the intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
This is
You
before I
mean,
met
like-
him.
Were you fat?
Yeah. No.
I got up to like
oh.
205.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I maxed out at 201. I've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About the same height, probably.
So you just have that, you have like a definitely an addictive personality, but you have no self-control.
Yeah,
Wait.
I just.
Sorry. Sprite tastes different in different locations.
Oh,
Little did
yes.
you know that McDonald's, and I didn't know this till after I told this story to my friend who thought it was ridiculous that I did this, but McDonald's has their own recipe of Sprite and Coca-Cola. It is different at McDonald's.
How?
Wow.
I don't know.
I've never heard of this.
I don't know. But I can tell you that
Sorry, I'm just making sure these
No,
mics
you're
are on.
good.
We don't edit
Are
this.
they?
It doesn't matter. Yeah, they're on. Just making sure. I just for a minute.
Yeah.
When I get excited, like when a show's going really well, I start to be like,
Oh my god, it's not
Is this
on.
working?
Because
Honest to God, we've done like 5 shows, and he was like, "I didn't press record. Like it's not happening."
Wow.
But anyway, so they have their own recipe.
Yeah.
They have their own recipe at McDonald's, and when I eat McDonald's, I feel as though like I've eaten enough carcinogens to potentially have cancer shortly
That
after.
moment.
So I was in a dark place.
Yeah, let's go back to the fact that AJ is in recovery, and so am I. And so obviously we don't do anything half-assed. Drink, drugs, eat. So that being said, we needed some sort of code, like he said. Yeah, some parameters.
Yeah.
And the way you guys went about describing it last time before I had come on this podcast, obviously we've both been doing it for a while, and we all know that you do it and that you're vegan.
Words out there. I'm coming on 4 years.
Yeah. I was convinced a while back, but I didn't have the support, right? You have a live-in vegan chef. Her name is Lisa.
Helps a little bit.
Yeah.
Helps
So
a little bit.
I was in a relationship with somebody who was wasn't even going to give it a shot. And so I didn't give myself a shot. But when he bought in, that made it really easy for me to buy in.
Yeah.
So I just went wholesale, and he does everything balls to the wall. We got home from the lake and watched Cowspiracy like in one night. What else did we watch?
All of them.
Which is
watched-
what the hell?
What the
Yeah, what
hell?
the hell?
Yeah. I was going to sleep, and he's still up watching these documentaries.
So what? Yeah. What? How are you not vegan now? Then?
Here's the thing. Here's where I
out of
drew
sight,
the-
out of mind.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So
Wasn't it alarming, those documentaries? Even if they're like an ounce true.
It was alarming for sure. But I'm pretty self-centered. So like all the stuff about the world wasn't really what got me. What I wanted to lose weight. I wanted less inflammation, and I didn't want to get cancer because I'm a neurotic Jew, and I think I have every disease. It did that for me, but then I relapsed. Also in that documentary, like the woman is taking, and just knowing this from my profession, she was taking Xanax, oxycodone, and Valium, and then she was like, I haven't taken these medications in 2 weeks, and I'm walking again, and I was like, yeah, no, you be in full-on withdrawal, having seizures. So, like, no, you didn't. Like, veganism didn't do that
you
for
in
you.
what the health?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like that side story of that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, I'm not buying that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to eat meat right now, but not buying that.
Yeah, I was like, that's not how that works.
I get that, but the most impactful thing I got from all of those documentaries, and I'm a vegan 100% because I don't eat animals, like whatever, but like not even the health aspect was what got me. It was the environmental thing. Like I guess you said you were self-centered and don't really
I am
care.
too,
but like I could not get past of like just
Part of
the
my
shocking.
self-centered, though, is like I want a nice earth to live in.
Yeah, no,
For me.
Self-centered,
For
but like
me.
that was like that's like what I couldn't get by all those documentaries. It was
It's
just
what-
like
For me, it was the opposite.
The
Like, I
impact.
started with that. It was the environmental.
environmental.
Yeah.
And I'm the least environmentally, like, you wouldn't picture me environmentalist.
you aren't, but you are though. I mean, like given the correct like data in front of you, you're not an idiot. Like you look and you're like, well, that's alarming.
Yeah.
I can't like
I think
look
it was
past
more
this.
for like I like to contradict a persona.
Oh.
Like people think I'm one way, and I'm like, well, I'm
just a super conservative vegan.
Like, oh yeah, you're gonna save
Drives
the planet.
a
Like,
gas
I'm
guzzling
really saving the
SUV.
planet. But then it switched to health. You know, we
Yeah.
have health issues in our family and heart
Yeah.
disease and cancer and all that. But now I hate to say it, like
The animals,
it's
because you love the animals.
I don't even
Wow.
love them, but I'm like, it's not all
It's
right.
fucked up to eat them. I'm sorry.
It's
How
it
they're
is fucked up
killed.
to eat them, but I'm not coming from the standpoint of like I don't want to kill animals. I don't want to kill animals. I could never kill an animal, but I'm not mad that they get killed. It just became weird that like it took years that
It's weird that it happens.
no, it's just gross.
Yeah, yeah.
It became gross to me when I
Like the flesh. It's like eating a
Yeah.
human.
I don't know
Or
why.
your dog. It's the same a lot. It's like if you were eating your dog or
But I
your
don't even
cat.
think of it like that. Like that's an emotional tie when you say it like that. It's just like I don't know. Like it just became something that didn't seem like food.
Right.
It's really weird. I don't know.
Not
It
natural.
took a long time.
Not
That
natural.
That didn't bug me as much as like we're just taking over more. Like eventually, there's not going to be land to take over, and like
It's not
Yeah.
sustainable.
it's not that part. I was like, all right, mathematically, that makes a lot of sense to me.
And then
Yeah.
I think you could justify not being a vegan by being like, well, we're all going to be vegans eventually. So And that's why I think it has to turn back into a luxury.
Yeah.
Because they're going to run out of land. So the only way it's going to be able to produce actual, especially if they're making lab grown shit, to produce an actual cow or a chicken, it's going to be, it's going to have to be like not a delicacy, but something that's very expensive.
I get it.
Yeah.
You go
I get
out,
it.
it's not something that is the quickest, easiest, cheapest thing to get your hands on.
So you guys come home, you watch all the documentaries, you see all the alarming shit, and you're like in it, doing it.
Right.
Go.
Then what happens?
So we go, right?
And
So
what
we
happens?
start and we're harassing the two of you with questions. I downloaded
And you're
this
like,
app
peanut
called
butter.
Vegan
Does
Pocket.
it have butter in it?
Vegan pocket.
Vegan Pocket, and it just scans the barcode on food, and it tells me like a vote percentage on
I've
if,
not heard of
if
this.
it's
Oh,
vegan or
that's
if
cool.
it's not.
Oh.
So, and then I give it my vote. I never did because
Yeah.
I have I'm using you for this information, but I used that at the grocery store. So did he. And we were moving out of Philly, ironically, at the time where there's unending vegan options. So we were moving to Jersey and started to grocery shop. And it's not that hard because like you can eat anything that's just like real, right? Like fruit, bread,
Normal.
like
things that
normal
don't
vegetables.
need,
Yeah.
yeah.
An ingredient list on it.
Yeah,
Because
so-
it's an apple.
Exactly. And
but you don't cook.
And okay, so there's the next part, right? So I don't cook. I'm not good at it. I don't enjoy it. It's just not my shit.
That's
so
insane.
I thought this would kind of incentivize me to
You
do that.
But like you have to, even if you're not even going to be a vegan, you have to learn to cook.
I do, but like
have to.
Getting
I'm
to
holding out
another
for when
philosophical
I'm
question.
holding out for when I don't have a job. You know what I
Somebody's
mean?
gotta cook. So you don't
That's
like it
what
at
I'll
all,
learn.
right?
That's my job right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it.
Exactly. So
We should talk about wet nurses.
no, okay, we're not going
Different
there.
podcast.
Different podcast.
I'm pro wet nurses.
No
by the way.
one's having a wet nurse.
So we started to like enjoy it, right? It became like this whole. All our friends were like, "What?
Yeah.
Like
It's kind of
first
fun
annoying.
doing like the opposite of what people are doing because they're like, you guys are crazy, and you're like, just you wait till I'm super hot at 70 and you guys are dead. Like I
Well,
like that mentality.
AJ was only vegan for 36 hours before he started saying that to people.
I love
He's
telling
like,
people
I'm
I was
vegan. It's
vegan.
not a big deal.
yeah.
Like I said, we moved into a new house, and we're on the phone with Comcast, who is like the provider here for cable. And this woman answers, and she's a generic fucking
Comcast?
customer service rep,
India.
and she's like, all right, I'm going to have to ask you a few questions to verify your account. And he's like, okay, I'm vegan. And
It's part of the thing, right? You
He's
gotta
like
tell that.
slipping it
That's
into every
amazing.
single conversation. He and I spit my drink
Number
out.
one
Like,
rule.
so then we had fun with it, right? And we had so much fun with it that we got our friends on board. Another
really?
couple, friends
Oh.
of ours started it.
they
And
with
we
it?
all had like the immediate
They're
like
flexitarians.
bodily, they're
yeah.
flexitarians.
That's fine. I mean,
Yeah.
That's
they had the
plant-based.
reaction we did, which was like the bathroom is my home now for the first 2
Yeah.
weeks. So let's not forget that like
That happens.
That
so you're
happens.
going to the bathroom
What was,
more.
yes.
And did you not go to the bathroom a lot?
No, I did, but this like just amplified.
No,
it.
you had some issues.
Yeah, I would. There would be
before,
times.
Like, has veganism helped your?
I have never
Shitting?
had a moment of like constipation ever since. I'm just a free floating.
So it's a good way, right?
Yeah, in a good way.
That's
Yeah,
good.
for me, that's
And I like that. It feels like my body's working.
That's
Do you know what I
exactly
mean?
what's happening.
Exactly.
I used to
Yeah.
describe it like I'm kind of like a bear now. Like I used to like, not to get too graphic, like I would shit like twice a week.
Please explain how you're a bear.
Well, it would
Twice
take,
a
well,
week?
so it would take, yeah,
I'm
like
upset.
twice a week. But then, like, if I did take a shit, I spent 15 to 30 minutes like wiping my ass because I never quite got it
it's
all
like a
out.
marker.
Where a bear probably just shits and walks away.
Right.
Like,
it's like
boom,
it's like a marker.
Yeah.
I wipe and
But
I
if-
wipe
if you
and I
have a
wipe.
good- if you have
still
a
poop.
good movement, I guess we could say.
It's like you're
There's
wiping
not
a
a lot
marker.
of cleanup. It all came out.
Clean-
Maybe a little.
Call it a clean
collateral
cutter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if we're not
Lisa's
getting
face,
if we're
I
not
wish-
getting a full move.
Mine
Wish people
when
could
I was
see
vegan, It kind
faces.
of looks like a tuna tartare every time.
Like
It
Wow.
was just this little pile of shit.
We're really sorry it went here,
Oh
guys.
my
If you could see
God.
Lisa's
No,
face right now.
it's
So, but I guess
it's what kept me vegan.
the takeaway
That's
is
what
that
kept
your
me
shits
vegan.
don't look like tuna tartare anymore.
My shits no longer look like tuna tartare.
And you
It levels out.
do you need to wipe your butt anymore?
I should be in a textbook for what shit looks like now.
Okay.
Wow.
It's like I could be a shit model
Love that.
if someone was trying to sell
You
like the perfect.
you were a huge proponent of one wipe Charlies, like when I first
Yeah, I
met
used
you.
to. I used to
One-wipe
carry
Charlie.
around
A one-wipe
in my
Charlie.
wallet, like a wipe. That was like it was
for men. Have you ever heard of One Wipe Charlie?
Dollar
Never.
Shave Club. You've heard of Dollar
Yeah.
Shave Club. They have a product called One Wipe Charlie, and it's butt wipes, but they're in individual packets.
Okay.
And he would bring
And it's-
them.
And
That was like your fantasy football name.
it still is.
One wipe Charlie.
it still
It
is.
still is. But that was like I had a
Jesus.
lot of work to do after because I was never actually done.
You didn't know.
So it was like I
didn't
didn't want
know.
to go
You
here,
didn't
but
know
like
if it
in
was-
my head, it's like I took
It's
a
not done.
85% shit, and the other 15's still there, and I'm just wiping it slowly.
oh,
Out of your asshole.
Yeah, until I
My
get
gosh.
down to the point.
How do you feel about this, AJ? Is that your life in a nutshell?
Yeah, I mean, I shit 5 to 7 times daily, and it is
For real?
Oh yeah, and it is violent. I think it's years and years of my people inbreeding. Like my dad's last name is Solomon, my mom's last name is Solidar. I'm not really sure what's going on there.
oh my god.
So anyway, my whole family is quite regular. My dad wakes up and drinks a tall glass of prune. Where are we going?
Yeah,
Yeah. Let's not.
your
Let's
dad
get
got his coffee to go today in a soup box. That was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah,
He
he's
wasn't
a
messing
special
around.
boy. Yeah.
He was
He also
not.
had
I
two
hate to say it, but that was
whiskeys.
very Jewish.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even think of it
Jewish.
like that.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
family's no
You know,
joke.
you just leave a whole coffee on the table.
Couldn't do
Getting
it.
paid
It was
for that.
decaf, dude. Like,
It was
let it go.
decaf?
Yeah, let it
That's amazing.
Gotta
That's
do what
good.
you gotta do.
But anyways,
I admire that.
did things change for the better at all, or
Did
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
start pooping regularly?
Yeah, so when I was vegan,
That's so good. My grandmother, when I was a little kid, every day. Did you have your BM for the day? That's what she would
he
ask
says
us.
he has like 7 a day?
No, I'm just saying that's what she would ask me.
Oh, okay.
So it's a big deal. So you were 7 a day. Did you whittle it down to one big one?
No, when I was
No.
vegan, it was at the beginning. It was a lot still, and it was just like whoa, and it was just like pouring. And then it turned into like 2 a day.
Really?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I would say
Yeah.
30 days would be enough time to
Get
your
that.
body to change.
It was probably 3 weeks in.
3 weeks in. I think it was like after every meal. It just felt like it was
was like
it was
it's
cycling through.
But this,
just
yeah,
doing
that
its
feels
thing.
good. That your like
Yeah.
metabolism's working.
Absolutely.
It's like in and out.
Actually, Aunt Nancy said this to me. So Kathleen and I's aunt, she said that, and I don't know where she got this from, and I had never heard it before, but she said that. So I have this thing like keto comes up a lot on this podcast, or like
Right.
anyone who's talking about diets in 2019. She's like, I feel like as vegans we can consume a ton of carbs, and I don't gain weight.
Right.
But when I wasn't vegan, if I did cut carbs, that's how I could cut weight. Mm-hmm. And she was saying that like when your body is taking in carbs,
when your body's
and
working.
yeah,
Okay.
so you're processing. You have like the cholesterol coming in, might be slowing your blood down a little bit. Your
And the
body's processing
carbs.
this meat, and then the carbs come in. It's kind of tucking those aside.
It's
while
like
it
overwhelmed.
Does the other work? Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're a vegan, there's no cholesterol. There's no meat. There's no like weird stuff. So your body just shreds those carbs in energy, gets
How
rid of
it's
what's left
supposed to.
over. The way Junior explained
Junior
it.
was so on point with
4-year-old.
how poop happens.
Really?
This morning I was like, Junior, remember when you told me how poop happens? And I was like, you put it in your mouth and then it goes in your body and it comes out of your butt. And he was like, no, that's not what happens. You drink water when you eat. That food becomes your energy and you poop out the excess. And I was like, are you 17?
And that's really what it is.
He's like 5.
Yeah,
He
he's-
was like 100% on point. He was like,
Yeah.
yeah. And he was like, the more you eat, the more you poop.
It's
was
the
like-
more extra stuff that your body doesn't need for energy, so you poop more.
Yeah. It's like,
You hope.
Really, like when
You're
you're,
so
I think
right.
when
Unless you're
vegan,
putting-
when you
right.
eat carbs, I think it's your body's doing different things. This is all just like
hearsay. Or not hearsay,
circumstantial,
but
like experience,
not scientific thought. But these are your
There's
but
probably
these thoughts
some
make
scientific
sense.
research behind it, but
Because I do feel like that. I do feel like if I'm eating, I mean, I feel like I always eat healthy, but like when I do ingest carbs, I don't get that like intense, like I'm going to lay on a couch for 4 hours because I'm
No.
like so full. It was like, oh, this is food.
And
you
I
know?
try, like, I take it from somebody. I'm like an active gym goer. I go
Oh.
to like I
Yeah, you're
go to a HIIT training class and
Orange
Orange
Theory,
Theory
like,
6
all
days a
day.
week. Yeah, and I run distances, and this is one diet that hasn't impeded on my like
Your energy
capability,
level.
my energy level at the gym at all. If
Has it
anything,
helped it?
I've seen it help just recently. Because I hadn't pushed it really in the beginning, but it's the only thing that hadn't affected my workouts. And on top of that, I was like in a stagnant place weight wise, and I'm starting to see like cutting.
Yeah.
You even noticed it, AJ. Yeah. So
Your body's getting
my
ripped.
body's starting to like shred a little bit more than it had, and I lost 10 pounds in a month.
That's crazy.
In a month.
Yeah.
You
That's
were
good.
already. I think you said that earlier. Like people are like, why? Because you were already really. In
Yeah,
good shape.
pretty good shape, but like I had put on weight when I started dating him, and when you like, I don't know, what I was eating, I was like working out so that I could eat the way that I eat. Now I feel like I'm working out so that I can get like faster, stronger.
Yeah.
Before
Did
it was
did
like
come
just so I
out
could
yet? There's
eat.
a new documentary coming out. I think I tagged you in it. You tagged me in
Oh.
it with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Did I tag you
I
in
don't
it?
know.
It's all about all these athletes that are going vegan, and Arnold is like the main guy in it. And I didn't know he was even plant based, but he does his
Everyone's
big like
plant-based.
his like worldwide like people come from all over the world for his thing, and it happens in Columbus, Ohio every year. It's called
The
the
Arnold.
And
Whoa.
like,
Are we
the
gonna have
whole
to
city's
go?
just
Oh.
full of like
It's-
dudes walking around like
it's
the
the
When is
slick
it?
camp with their
It's in
arms down.
March.
It's
It's literally
insane.
insane. Like
Every
all the
weekend.
there's bodybuilders.
I don't know. So he's the main guy
Fit
on all
models.
the trailers for
Love
this
that.
documentary coming out, and I've never heard of him being vegan at all. So he's
But
either
everyone is.
He's either he is or he's just supporting what it does for athletes. I don't know. But
Interesting.
It hasn't come out yet. But they're using him and a lot of other like high profile athletes.
Well, fuel.
Like,
Food is your fuel. You know, like
Novak, he just won the U.S. Open, I think.
Djokovic?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then
Nice.
the Williams, they go plant based.
the tennis people.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
a couple of the soccer girls.
They
from the
look
World
so-
Cup are plant based.
They look so deprived of
The
nutrients.
whole Tennessee Titans defensive line is vegan.
Really? Well, so I
So
even
it's sweeping.
Hold on, the what defensive line?
The Tennessee Titans.
The Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And so you're talking about like because you seem like a very active person.
Yeah, super
I'm
active.
Not, I'm not like a gym active. I'm like
and
a
I'm like
work
active,
but-
like get up at 5 a.m. and go to the gym active.
yeah, like you're burning fucking
Yeah,
calories like a
constantly
mofo.
burning. And I can eat. There's no limit to what I can eat. And I know that's been said with like other diets with like keto and things like that. If the goal isn't necessarily weight loss, if it's other things like that, but this is like full blown no limit. Like,
Yeah.
in fact,
Yeah.
I feel
don't
like
know
I
any
need
keto,
to
like,
eat to keep my energy level up.
triathlons, You know.
Oh, no.
But you see a ton of people doing that are plant based.
Yeah. Well, and like years ago when I first went to a dermatologist, she was like, you should probably lay off the cheese.
Oh,
Like,
really?
Straight up. Yeah. She was like,
Really?
So I had like they're called comedones.
Are those like
They're just bumps and they're like
Okay.
colorless. And I was like, this is an issue, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. It's not like acne
Right.
in any way. But it's not
like-
great. Don't love it on the skin. And she straight up was like, lay off
that's
the cheese. And I was like,
Is
right,
it, is it
okay.
like an allergic reaction?
No,
to
she said it's
cheese?
bad for the pores.
Oh.
She said dairy. She didn't even say cheese. She said
Yeah.
lay off dairy. It's not good for the pores.
That's interesting because Jimmy had
And I've noticed my skin improve.
horrific
Yeah.
back knee.
Back knee, we call
It was
it.
awful.
Oh yeah, I had back
And
knee and chest knee.
Oh,
Kenny
you
chest knee.
had-
I had
yeah,
it
you
just
had it on
like
your
you.
chest. I remember that.
Yep.
Yeah, it was.
It was bad. My sisters called
like
me Kenny
sweat?
Chestney. I know, fucking bitches.
Disgusting.
But so
Yeah.
like yeah, when
I
you
couldn't
became
like
vegan,
sit back when I drove a car. I would like lean
you would like
forward while
you would
I
like
drove.
they're deep.
volcano.
Yeah, they
They're
hurt.
deep. Yeah, I
They
had them
hurt
too.
bad.
AJ pops them on my back. It's like his favorite
I-
Oh, that's
pastime.
incredible.
Yeah. Are you as much of a
She
bitch
pretends
as
like she
he
doesn't
is?
like it.
Oh, I love it.
AJ, did you hear that question?
Yeah, so she doesn't do well with it.
I lose my ever loving mind.
He's like that was worse than labor. You don't even know what you're doing to me right now.
I
like,
scream
true,
at him.
like-
I get like angry. I walk away and like stomp out of the room.
Yeah.
Like
And then she'll do it to me, and I'm completely fine.
I
If
feel
I ever
like-
get
you
a
have more
pimple-
meat
too.
on you.
So
What?
You have more
we're
meat
talking
on your
about
back.
popping
Wow,
zits
that's
here.
messed up.
I think
She's
that
body shaming me.
There's some strategy here. I think like if you come in like blunt with like thumbs.
but
and
that's when
push
you're
the
gonna get the
skin
best.
hard.
That's when you're gonna get the best
Yeah.
boom.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes. But I feel like you come in like acute with like the nails.
I
Like
don't.
you're pinching. I feel like I'm getting
you
a
get
pinch.
under the skin and you really feel the pressure.
I don't know. It's weird because I can do it to myself and pop the same zit you're trying to pop.
No, you don't do it. You prick the top of
Yeah.
it with your
Oh,
fingers.
you got to start it. Yeah. You
That's
Yeah,
what I don't.
you gotta
I
open
like
the
to
head.
see it
No,
burst
yeah.
through.
I
Jimmy,
wanna
you and
see
I
the
are on the same page with this.
You
Yeah.
got to see the
Same page.
explosion.
I want to see the explosion.
shot
You're sick.
It's
all
so
over the mirror
gross,
the
but
other
it's the
day
best.
from like 4 feet away.
That's disgusting
From
to
right
me.
here. There's a
Yeah.
little bit left of it, and it was 4 rounds.
That's-
4 rounds.
I haven't had a
4
zit like that since I was in
across
like
the
the 8th
bathroom
grade.
on the-
Have you ever seen a derm?
Yeah.
Yes, when I
Yeah.
had
And
the
they
back
and
knee.
they
Yeah.
and they like brought in experts. They were like, dude, Brenda,
They
come
brought
in
a
here,
couple,
check
like,
this
college
back
kids, and
out.
they're like, you got to see this.
Well, they tell you it's bacterial, right?
Well, they
That's what
gave
they
me
told
They
me.
were like, we don't
stuff.
know what the fuck this
And
is.
I did all of it for
Yeah.
months.
It was awful.
And then when I came back in, my back was worse than it was before. And the doctor said, we can do this. I don't know what it was.
Experimental
But she was
drug.
like, you're going to have to come in for blood work every couple weeks while we do this.
To make
'cause
sure you
it's
don't have liver
dangerous."
damage or something.
And I was like, what?
insane.
These are zits. But it was, so I was blaming it on hockey.
It wasn't.
But it wasn't because I
It was,
still
like,
play that. It was stress. I was getting
stress.
divorced.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was stressed, but I apparently was.
No, I had
But
the
was
same exact
also-
thing.
Yeah.
I was also like borderline keto at the time. I was only eating eggs and chicken because I
Yeah.
was cooking. I didn't.
He could cook for himself.
I
And
was
you just, that's all you
between
ate.
wives, you know. So
my
I was
God.
only eating eggs and chicken with
Wow.
like ketchup on it. Both of them.
No, like mustard. Because it's like
between
zero
wives.
stuff.
Love that.
No, but I think diet had a lot to do with the skin.
Yeah,
'cause I don't have that
definitely.
at all anymore.
That's one thing I've seen improve. And people always, like, people have been asking. And I think it's funny because I'm more apt to take the time to talk to somebody at the gym because I feel like they care about their health. So
Yeah.
I like infer that they're actually inquiring for like
Yeah.
genuine reasons.
Yeah,
and
they're
want
not
to
trying
know.
to-
Yeah. And one of the people who asked
the
me about
water
it was actually one of the coaches who played like college football in North Carolina, and he got picked up by the Eagles, asked to play in their training camp,
This
whatever.
is someone you're talking to?
This is one of the coaches at my gym.
Oh, wow.
And he's like super into it. He's like, I want to do it, but I want to do more homework. Ask me all these questions, and I was like flattered that somebody with like such high athletic performance is like curious, but I just still don't feel like the authority. I'm just like, this is why I'm doing it, and
Yeah.
I also kind of feel like a dick because it's not for environmental or animal rights
Yeah.
reasons
But
yet.
that's
I've to
fine.
date
It's-
not tried to convince anyone to do it.
No,
We
I'll
have
just
a
gladly-
podcast about
But
being
I feel like
vegan.
even on the podcast, I'm like, it's
just-
cool if you eat meat.
My
Like,
thing is just like, so I've really had flat feet, which sounds weird, but they're like,
I've seen them.
I would wish I could put a picture on this podcast because people would be freaked out.
It can be the photo. That
Yeah.
goes up
We'll
on
take a
iTunes.
picture of your feet and
It'll
put
be
it
the
on
cover
there.
of the episode.
It's like remarkable.
Yeah, no, I'm like a platypus, but like, which again, all you Australian
They're
viewers down
pronating.
under, that I'm like a platypus, but yeah, so like I have this really bad, like it's almost like beginning of arthritis in my ankles from it, and when I was vegan, it
Got
kind of
better?
it got a lot better.
Because of the inflammation?
I
subsided.
guess it was also because I lost a little weight.
Yeah.
It was for a couple different reasons, but that was great, and I did feel like I had more energy and I slept better. But
Yeah.
the
What
thing is,
happened?
But cheese tastes good?
no, it was more so I was just like,
Better than feeling good?
no, it was more I was looking at like fruit and vegetables and how they're made in this country and everything, and even like tofu and all I was eating tons of processed stuff because like it was easy to get. That was
Yeah.
vegan. And I was like,
and his
I was-
girl doesn't cook.
yeah, and I was like, I was reading everything, and I was like, nah, everything's gonna give you cancer.
Yeah, everything's.
Oh,
yeah.
you had one conversation. We're at the beach with our friends.
Yeah.
And our friend Joe was like, you're going to die anyway, dude.
He's like, look up how
I'm
you
like,
see
are
these
you fucking
tomatoes.
serious,
you think
Joe?
these tomatoes are just like this? They were like little cherry tomatoes. You think they just like make them like this? No, like they got it. And I looked and like I started looking it up, like how our vet. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, all this stuff.
Yeah, but hold on, there's just like a tiny little thought on that. Is that like blueberries, right? Like blueberries are like a super fruit or
Yeah.
food or whatever that they like have like such like antioxidant like properties, and like good for your brain and anti-aging, and like blueberries are really good for you. The like adverse effects of like all the crappy stuff that like if it's like non-organic or whatever, like that doesn't outweigh the good effects of just like an actual blueberry. So like if you're eating a blueberry or a cherry tomato that's like, oh, this cherry tomato is like GMO, it's a GMO cherry tomato, or it's a GMO blueberry, and it was made in, you know, Guatemala, picked by a immigrant trying to come into the United States.
I'm more worried that it was made
or
in
whatever.
New Jersey and we have 108 toxic waste dumps. That's
But-
more what I'm worried about.
Even the toxic waste on that blueberry, the components of the blueberry outweigh that toxic waste.
I guess the alternative is
Which
that,
You know what I
toxic
mean?
waste? Because what if it's like graphite and uranium? I just have the
It's
feeling.
not.
I'm just
Okay.
saying.
Somebody
that's a
watched
bit of a
too much
general
Netflix.
statement.
So like you got your chicken, and then you have your blueberry. Let's say
Yeah.
both of them are produced terribly. The
That
chicken's
blueberry-
providing you no benefits. The blueberry at least is.
Yes.
But they both have shittiness to
Okay,
them.
that
They
I
do.
follow.
But I don't think that they do necessarily.
That the blueberry doesn't. No, there's pesticides on our fruits and
Can
vegetables.
we go
that
back
aren't
to
good for
something
us.
really quick? We told you our friends were
Sprite.
flexitarians, and you were like, "Oh, cool." When he told us he was a flexitarian, I was like, "Why are you making stuff up? How do you just know what is that a thing?"
Flexitarian? No,
They
his was a
cycle in meat and
nutritarian.
cheese.
Oh, nutritarian. So
Oh.
we had a doctor on who's one of our favorite vegan
Furman,
people ever,
Dr.
and he's not
Furman.
vegan. He's
He's just plant based.
He's plant based, which is mostly
it's-
vegan, but he does consume a tiny percent of
I
fish.
don't know what he does. Yeah,
and,
fish and
he's not even
fermented.
telling you what to eat. He's just telling you
The benefits.
it's
Dr.
not- it's-
Furman
like you
is
said, it's not about what you're not eating. It's about what
What
eating.
you're eating.
So if you are going to eat the cheese, or
then
the
you have to
meat,
outweigh it.
You have to outweigh it
But
with the
that's
good
such a-
stuff. Like
that's such a
fill
good-
your stuff with so
Oh,
much good
AJ
shit.
can get on board with it.
That's why.
No,
that's
that's
why.
such a
Like,
good thought. So, like,
I'm
you-
okay smoking a cigarette once in a while because I'm
Yeah.
like outweighing it with so much, or drinking a few beers.
If
or
you want to
something,
go to
One vial of
McDonald's and have yourself Sprite or whatever, you need to back that up with like a bunch of good food, and then it's fine. So yeah, it's like overeating, but you have to like fill your body, and like I guess our thought is that if you're filling your body with all that like good healthy food, that like we're to the point where we're full, like we can't fit any other shitty food in there. But if you want to eat the shitty food, you have to back it up with the good food. But then you're probably just going to get full of the good food.
That's probably
you know
not
what I mean?
what
Yeah.
his book was about, but it's
No, but
kind
that's
of like it's
that's
kind
kind
of
of the
the
point.
concept.
Like
I
It's
just
more
thought
about what you're eating and not what you're not.
I
eating.
thought you had heard the term flexitarian
No, we've
before.
heard flexitarian a
Okay,
lot, yeah.
okay.
We've talked about this
I
on
thought
the
that just meant
show.
you could eat fish, right?
That's
Or
more like pescatarian.
Yeah.
No, they like full blown vegan Monday through Friday, and then
They
on
don't
the
do it
weekends
anymore.
It's going
they
in
don't
and
do it
out.
anymore.
They're-
No.
No, that's
they're
come up.
fluid. I get it.
Yeah,
But no,
a
but
little bit.
that's really, if you're talking about health or environment, then there's an impact. You know, like
Right.
we all want to recycle, but I still put a garbage can out. But when I recycle, I put a little less garbage out. You know,
Right.
So if you're kind of vegan, you might be doing a little bit less damage to your body or a little bit less damage to the environment.
Yeah.
But and we did a podcast about it a long time ago. I kind of straddled the line of veganism for at least a year and a half by still eating eggs from a neighbor's chicken. So my body was still taking in cholesterol. And it wasn't until
We got rid of those eggs.
I went 100%
Then it was just like
that
you shot to the moon.
Yeah, things changed a lot. It was weird. And I was
That's
like,
when
okay.
I-
So we
that's
should
when I,
cheat
like-
with,
lost weight.
yeah, I was still
honestly.
eating like 2 eggs a day.
Okay.
But like so I didn't feel like it was environmentally impacting or
But it
or
probably
damaging an
was.
animal or whatever. It was just the chicken next door that these things were in the grass.
It was like a pet chicken, and we would eat their eggs.
Yeah.
But,
But anyways,
yeah,
I
like
don't
we
know.
said, to be honest, like once we
Like,
stopped
the
that,
acne,
then our bodies
the-
just like kicked it into
with
hot
things
overdrive.
like,
Yeah.
my hair, like my I don't know,
Yeah.
where my clothes fit, like it was.
started to see muscles.
yeah.
that didn't
Like
weren't
the
there
cold
before.
and allergies and stuff like that. Like all that still exists in my life, but nothing like what it used
Right.
to.
That's what I mean, it hasn't even been 2 months yet, but I've already seen like extreme changes.
Yeah.
At least in my body and the way I feel. But I guess that leads me to like my next point. Like AJ fell off the wagon, so to speak, with some sushi because that's the way you want to go out.
That's not even like
Fucking
that's not even that
loser.
bad. I mean, like,
But like, what a loser!
It
though.
did have cream cheese
what a
in it.
loser.
Yeah. So we are going out of the country next month, and I'm like, fuck, how am I going to go to Greece and not eat?
But
Well,
they're
the-
plant-based.
Feta.
The
there.
Mediterranean diet is like the #1 diet
But it's like
by
fish.
U.S. News every year. But
Yeah.
it's
Okay, so it's the
It's like
feta.
5 to 10%
Fish and feta.
fish. It's like
Fish,
90%
lamb.
vegetables.
Lamb.
Right. So am I going to
You
feel?
can't eat lamb.
I don't need to eat
They're
lamb.
little lambs. Bah.
You've never killed a lamb?
Love that.
Do they do that in the Jewish community? Do you guys
No.
do that? I've always heard
AJ.
stories. You guys
No,
like, take
no.
them
Me
in
and
your
my
basement
friends
and
just
like,
did it because
It smeared the blood on, like,
Yeah.
try to trick.
No, you
that's a
didn't.
calf.
oh, man.
Wait, no, it
Love
was lamb.
that.
Wait, what did we? Yeah, for whatever the killing of the firstborns. You know,
Yeah, there
Right.
was-
Well, what I'm saying is, like, I've been
Is it a
struggling
lamb?
with, am I going to cycle in
Yeah, it's a
fish
lamb.
before we go for fear of feeling like shit when we get there and eating a little bit of it? Is
I
this
don't
going to
think
fuck up my
meat-
whole thing
I don't
by
think
eating
meat
fish?
messes you up. I think dairy messes you up.
Yes.
I would
Okay.
be more nervous about eating dairy than meat or fish for certain. Fish is fine. I mean, like,
Right.
that's not
I
gonna
plan
mess
to
up
eat
your-
like shellfish, and I don't think it's going to mess with my system. But what about like feta?
Yeah, that would
That'll fuck
definitely
you up.
mess you up. Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. 'Cause I told
I mean, you could
about
like
my-
get yourself back into it, but
I just don't
know
want
if
to
it's
feel
worth
like
it.
shit when I'm there. I also don't want to like miss out on
Yeah.
the culture and.
Well, they're going to try to feed you wine the whole time you're there. They're
That's
gonna
true.
say
That's
no
a
to
good
that,
point.
Turn
right?
that
Can I
down.
explain the
That's
difference?
true.
So here's the other thing.
Wow, great point.
I don't drink. I don't smoke.
Here we go.
I used to intravenously use heroin. My thing
That
is
was
like,
your drug, heroin.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's intense.
It's vegan, though.
Honestly, I prefer Dilaudid, but that's
I don't
semantic.
know.
It's just a really strong
How long
opiate.
did you use heroin?
Just like 4 years. So I
Oh my God.
I snorted it most of the time and started shooting
I
up.
thought
till
you had
the-
to put it in your veins.
No, not on the
You
East
can
Coast.
snort
They
it.
have. I snorted it for most of my addiction.
You can
and then-
snort anything.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know
I was
that.
working in the governor's office, just snorting dope in the bathrooms.
I'm sure they
in a
would love
suit.
to hear
You know,
that.
we put this out there. You know?
Yeah, I
It-
would.
there-
I would.
Oh,
maybe-
it's out there. There's
Funny enough,
stories
you
on
could,
the internet.
the governor talked about it at his State of the State.
Oh, okay.
That you?
Oh yeah, yeah. You want to see an article that got some views? You could backlink that to the podcast. Oh, the whole state knows. It's all over the internet.
Oh, wow.
People were commenting, "Oh, rich kid probably snorting dope in his Ferrari and like all this stuff." Anyway,
You're like, no, it's a BMW.
yeah. Actually, back then it was a Hyundai Elantra, and then I didn't have that. Times were
There's
interesting.
at least like an S version.
Well, no, and then I was homeless. But anyway, regardless.
Regardless.
Like I don't drink, I don't do any of that stuff. Like my favorite thing in the world is cheese. And I'm
Yeah.
almost like, for me, it was like, I just like when I'm sad, I'm upset. When I'm having a rough day, like I don't go smoke a cigarette. I don't have a beer. Like
Throw in
You
some
eat some cheese.
Gargonzola.
I want a cheese plate. That's what I want.
He loves cheese. The man loves cheese.
I can't.
Wait, it's a shame that you don't cook because, or do you have any interest in it? Because I don't. I know
In
you said that.
cooking?
In cooking, no, zero.
But like, it's funny. It's
gotta
fascinating
get
to
into it.
watch Lisa create vegan cheeses
Tell me about
because
I've watched it on her stories.
it's like it's a long process. It's
a
like
really long
it takes
process.
days, and they all have their own flavors, like real cheese,
Mm-hmm.
and there's different like.
There's different
There's
types.
a process. 'Cause cheese is cheese, but if you throw in a cheese plate down, like a Gorgonzola to a cheddar to an American to like a mozzarella, they're so
I
much
liked
went
those
to make
ones
those
that were
so
like
different.
there was like the one piece of plastic, but they put it on like the three sides. American cheese.
Oh yes,
Oh, I
that's
think
processed
Bob's
cheese
up.
food.
Yeah.
But no, Lisa makes these crazy
Will you pause it?
cheeses. Yes.
Sorry, my child awoke.
Weird. That's never happened in a podcast.
Never.
Eye roll.
Anyways,
Moving on.
It's just, it's not my, I guess, I don't have anything else. I don't have cigarettes or
Anything
beer
else?
or
you have your jewel.
To let loose.
I have a Jewel, but like my let loose, it's not usually food, but even if it is, like I'll eat a fucking Oreo or I'll eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Like,
with
there's something
almond
there
milk.
for you.
There's something I'm like, that's
you
my,
found that.
yeah. I don't love and live for cheese or meat the way that he does. Like, that's not my treat.
Yeah, like I went to Paris. I hated that place. Everyone's like,
Aren't they into cheese?
Oh yeah,
But
like,
you
everyone's like,
didn't-
oh, they have so much culture.
They're
Like
dicks, aren't they?
I hated
I've
them.
heard that from a lot of
It was
people.
dirty. The service was horrible, but I had a cheese tasting, and I loved it. I loved
That was
every
it?
moment of it.
There's no vegans in
Loved it.
France. We can talk shit about them.
Yeah.
Ah,
They're probably.
shocking.
Uh,
But I don't know. It's just that part's not hard for me. Like
Well,
detaching from food, especially
detaching from
because
food. I think that's.
I
big.
think the foods that I love the most are just like fruit that's loaded with sugar, and
Yeah.
then even like bad food that's processed. Like most of it does not have dairy or meat in it. Like I love Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I can eat Oreos. I can eat dairy-free ice cream. I think it tastes just as good. And the most important thing is peanut butter. If I could not have peanut butter, this would be an issue. But
Yeah.
the
I eat a
foods
lot of
that
peanut
I
butter.
need,
Yeah, it's high protein and.
I love peanut butter.
Me too.
We should have led this episode with this, but I had the Whopper. You have
Oh,
get
I
that
can't wait.
tomorrow.
I was going to get it today, and I
But-
didn't want to spoil V Street.
It's good, but
Felt disgusting.
I mean,
You said you also had the
sauce?
fries.
I got like a large fry with it.
Yeah.
I still fuck with fries in a big way.
Oh, I do too, but not.
Yeah.
I haven't had fast food fries
Oh,
in
yeah.
a while. In like 3
Oh,
years, just 'cause
true.
I wouldn't be there. For a minute, Wendy's was doing a black bean burger that was vegan.
Oh,
Lisa's mom was like,
She went out
She was
and
like,
bought, like-
if you don't go buy this, just text me and I will bring them to you. Because she so badly wanted it to be a
Yeah.
thing.
And she's just like your very like stereotypical like older lady with like issues on her mind and money to spend. So it was like I'm
Yeah,
just
and
she
we were,
was
like,
she
a
like
test
came she
city.
had like 7 veggie burgers and she was
Love
like guys
that.
just like eat them.
She's like,
Incredible.
If this is a
Why
test
did you
city,
buy
We're
these,
gonna
Mom?
make this happen. But this was like 5 years ago, and who knew that
Yeah. She did.
every single day
She did.
on
My
TV,
mother became
I'd
a
be
vegan so
like-
long ago. She knew.
She knew, yeah. But
Yeah.
this is,
I should take-
I wonder
I
if she's like excited. Like,
She also wore a fanny pack and she knew.
oh,
But to
well,
be honest,
I
like
did
it's
too. I didn't
insane.
know that.
yeah.
It's
We all
an
wore a fanny pack.
uncanny.
Come on.
But she
But-
wore it this way,
Oh wow.
which is like
Oh,
over the.
you can't see you across your chest.
Yeah, which is like you can't wear a fanny pack on your fanny now. That's not it. You have to wear it like
where
across
I
your
wear my
shoulder.
fanny pack.
Wow.
But that's how she wore them.
Very
Like,
ahead of her
that's-
time.
I know. I wonder what she's doing right now that I'm not knowing what's
Well,
cool.
I don't know,
Keep in
because-
mind, she just turned like happy birthday, Linda. She just turned 70.
Around
Wow.
She
70.
like looks
Damn,
really
That's
good
sis.
for
even
70.
cooler. Her dad's like 60.
Happy.
Okay.
Well, love that. AJ loves that because I'm a whole 3 months older than him.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, older woman.
Yeah.
Lisa's only 22, so I got her by
Yeah.
16 years.
Good for you.
Just kidding.
A little Epstein action. Hey,
All right, you brought it there. I was like, this is so terrible, but when I was listening to the Epstein thing, I was like,
A drug in my
why are you having, I shouldn't even say this. Why are you having
What?
sex with children when you could like, there's some girls out there that just you look young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, especially because I think it was
No,
like
that's
a bunch
not
of
fucked
or
up.
Russian.
boys. We don't discriminate.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
it was a bunch of Russian girls, and like Russian girls inherently
yeah.
look younger.
So yeah, I can say so. Like, it's so insane. But they were, like the
Sex Island. What do you think's going on in the
we
Sex
were
Island?
hearing about like 15, 16, 17.
I imagine like they roll up like a girl's having sex
Right.
with like a pig or something, like just something
Yeah.
absolutely.
And
No,
like
I
say,
think they were vegan. No
I want to
pigs.
preface this that I'm not into 15-year-olds, but I'm a high
I would
school teacher. There are
so.
21-year-olds that look 15.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you're going through all that trouble,
Just get.
just get some
That
18-year-olds that look 17.
See, I
Yeah.
think that like half of the fun for them is going through all that
Well, that's
trouble.
what Lisa's saying.
It's
They're
a
in this
power
weird
play
place
thing.
where
They're
it's
in a
like,
weird
it's this
place.
dirty, nasty.
Yeah, and like, no, it's just like this sick like power thing.
We shouldn't
like,
talk about
I
it.
do
I
it
don't
because
wanna,
I can.
I don't want to die.
No, let's not go off. Let's not go off that.
I don't.
Stay
Wanna
on
be
the,
the next
stay on
victim.
the beaten path of veganism right now.
Yeah. Well, isn't
Actually,
Bill Clinton
Clinton
vegan?
does claim
He's
that
vegan.
he saved his heart from veganism.
Yeah.
He had his
What?
heart problems.
Yeah.
You remember this? Like
No.
Fuck.
After his presidency, or towards the end of it, he had a ton
I
of
bet
heart
his
issues. and he went-
pharmacist could talk. Like he probably had heart. He probably had
plant-based, and
what's
that,
it called? Erectile dysfunction. He probably had to get tons of pills. That's like the thing.
Yeah, it's all. There's a lot of new like advertising with that. You're kind of in the healthcare business a little bit. I think one thing that
Do you
we're
guys
all over the
sell
place.
the blue pill?
We do not.
But I think the one thing that's going to revolutionize something I like, just from a financial standpoint, I've been interested in is that people, especially for erectile dysfunction and like sex stuff, are apparently getting prescriptions from like online stuff.
Yeah.
Like talking to a doctor in a chat and getting stuff sent to their house.
I believe that because
see,
I've
like,
gotten
Roman
Latisse
and-
online through an online.
What is Latisse?
It's like an eyelash grower.
Did
I
it
feel
work?
like that stuff's
I haven't
gonna
tried it.
Be
Okay.
big money.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
telehealth.
it's telepsych. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's telepsych.
So, like, for example, I can do a little plug. I'm opening a primary mental health facility called Harmony Bay Wellness. And
Harmony Bay Wellness.
we estimate that 50% of our census, so people needing services, will be through telepsychiatry. They'll Skype within our electronic medical record with a doctor. The doctor can electronically write their script, and they can go pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the future of
Medicine.
healthcare and medicine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
So they
Yeah.
just like get on there and they're like, "Look, here's my flaccid penis. It doesn't
Look
work."
at it.
Oh yeah, I had to upload a picture of my face where
No
my
way.
eyelashes. You can get a prescription for this, like because
Like
it's
they're so small.
yeah. Well, apparently, you need them to protect your eyes.
Oh, that's amazing.
And it's just cosmetic, like let's be honest.
Yeah.
But what I did was I went into like a queue, and then within 24 hours, this doctor contacted me via the phone, asked me one question about my residence, and was like, "Okay, it's approved." And then I got an email through the site.
Did they use your insurance?
No, I paid out of pocket for it. I don't think you, unless
Yeah.
I had like glaucoma or some
They'd
sort
have
of
to get
like
on
major
board.
eye
That's
issue.
pretty
They would,
cool, though.
yeah, it was out of pocket, but.
Man.
Yeah,
So
that's the
veganism
that's the
didn't
future
grow
of
your
medicine.
eyelashes?
No, they're still fake. I'm just doing the fake guys. But when they came off, I had them taken off, and they're bald now. So
No.
Your actual eyelashes?
yeah,
But
like,
are
I
those
just don't.
fake?
These are fake.
Okay.
Yeah, but my real eyelashes are like almost non-existent now
What?
from damaging them.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
things we
crazy.
go through as women.
Yeah,
I
didn't-
know.
I don't. I'm glad I didn't do that.
Keep it up, ladies.
I mean, I'm glad I did the. I get my B12 at my
Yeah.
wellness
You
center
know
where I
what?
get my
Yeah,
Botox.
so you were talking about that. Let's
Hold
talk
on,
about
that
a
actually
little
like
bit.
really cracked me up that like you got that like right after the lake.
Yeah.
But like what's funny about that is that vegans possibly, they're not usually, but possibly could be deficient in B12 because they don't get it from eating meat, but you do get it from like root vegetables, but maybe like vegans aren't eating that or whatever, like they're not
It's
keeping up
really
their
like
diet or
washed
something.
off, especially if you're going like organic.
Yeah, but it's funny because you got it like the day after. You're like, I'm vegan. I'm gonna get B12 shots. But like, it's funny because you wouldn't have been deficient in that yet.
Right.
Like you were like, I'm vegan. Day one, get B12 shots.
Yeah. Well, the irony is
good,
every
though.
time I go into my wellness clinic every 3 months to get my
Yeah.
Botox, they push B12 because
Really?
it's anti-aging.
It is. It's
it
actually,
promotes
like, really
weight
good for
loss.
everything.
It's supposed to boost your metabolism, so it
Yeah.
has like a ton of good effects. And it's
like the
cheap. It
extra.
lasts 30 days.
Does it? Like, how much is it? I've never
$12
even, for a shot.
for a shot. Yeah.
Wow, I never even knew.
Maybe that was in conjunction with my Botox,
Maybe
but
it was like a buy
Yeah.
one.
It's like a Groupon.
yeah, it's just Revive Medical Center. That's how they roll. But
No, I
that's
wouldn't.
the other
mind, 'cause,
thing.
a
I
shot,
like B12 shots more than I like the pill.
AJ or Kathleen, did you either of you feel like you were missing anything? Did you feel tired or sick
Yeah.
at all?
A little
during the
bit.
process?
There was a period, there was a lull after
the
my
beginning?
B12 shot
Yeah.
before I started taking it orally, where like I would
didn't
feel like
hit?
a tiny bits of like dizziness or like I'd stand up too fast.
Really?
That could just be because I'm not used to like eating all plants. So like
Yeah.
I'm eating a third of the calories
Your
I would
body's
usually
changing.
consume.
Yeah.
And
I felt
to me,
sick
I'm
and tired
full.
for a little bit.
Yeah, but my body is probably not. Plus, I
Mm-hmm.
actively work out.
Yeah.
So there was a little period there,
Yeah.
and AJ was like, "Are you taking the B12?" I was like, "Fuck, no."
No, I actually felt pretty good. I didn't do it. If I had done it for like 90 days, I may have never got, because I was starting to
feel the
feel really good.
benefits.
But I found ways to like cheat around it. Like I'd find like vegan cupcakes and like vegan burgers and like I just eat all the shittiest shit I could pop because I'm just.
And that's fine. That's like we always talk about that it's like transitional foods. Like and like they're great. They're okay in moderation.
I'd say we're super healthy vegans Monday morning till like Thursday night.
Yeah.
But that's 4 days, and then for 3 days we're not at all. We're eating the donuts, the cupcakes, the pancakes, the bagels, the burgers.
For sure, but even like our pancakes, like
But
I'll
even then,
use like
yeah.
whole wheat flour. I don't use
All of them are like
white
power
flour.
grain. Like there's this one bowl that I got when I first went vegan, like this chia seed pudding bowl, right? But it's like a superfood bowl.
Yeah.
And it was like 1080
Dessert?
calories. Like it was like 1,080 calories. It was massive and it was huge. It felt like a dessert.
It's like a Whopper.
Is that what it is with chia seeds? Like, or the pudding part of it? I don't know.
I
But
bet
it
that
was
was like coconut
gnarly.
based, right?
Yeah,
Coconut,
actually.
coconut like milk is like really high in calories.
That must be it. Okay.
Because
Yeah.
it's like coconut oil. But do you find yourself checking calories and stuff? Because
Always.
I know, like still.
Yeah.
But like, is it still like cognizant in your head, like when you're eating? Because like I used to check it. I feel like I probably had not like an eating disorder, but I definitely was like not healthy relationship with like food. But now like I'm like 100% like cool. I don't even like worry about it anymore whatsoever.
Right.
Like,
Well,
it doesn't
when
even,
I'm
like,
trying
come
to
my
lose
head.
weight, so like I want to stay at a certain weight when we go to Greece, right? And I'm a firm believer in CalDef,
What's that?
calorie deficit.
Oh.
So
okay.
like I
Okay.
just think in order to lose weight, you have to be in a calorie deficit. So it's just science.
burn more
Yeah.
than you're eating.
Yeah.
So like
So
what
that's
do you
simple. I start off my day with
what do
like
you
a
try?
600 calorie burn.
Okay.
So I try to stay.
That's what we're gonna do tomorrow. 600
Yeah.
calories. Jesus.
Yeah, it's
So
intense.
they're going. So
9:15, baby.
Making me pancakes in the morning.
Oh, we're gonna
You
go
guys
to
are gonna
first
watch
walk.
You guys are watching the children.
Yeah.
I will be
They can
asleep.
come.
Yeah.
They can come. But I keep it under 2,000. And that's a lot for a girl who's
It
like
is.
5'5", 130 pounds. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I might go eat some ice cream right about now.
AJ.
I don't know. I don't even like
Some vegan ice cream.
consider it
usually
though. I
do.
was just saying
I have
to Jimmy
Oreos.
I
though.
only have not vegan ice cream.
Yeah.
I was just saying though that I enjoy like never being like too full. Like I like to eat a lot, but it's like a lot, like a little of a lot, you know? Like I like to like try everything, but like just keep it moving. Like I don't want to get full enough where I'm like sitting on the couch being like, ugh.
I can't
like,
remember
so
the
full.
last time I felt like that.
It's
can't-
awful.
I
And then
get-
if you do, it's like guilt central.
Yeah.
It was
I don't.
Friday for me. I ate all the Chinese food.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just kept being
Yes.
like, anybody want
Yes.
any more? Anybody
You
want any more?
did.
And then
I
Lisa
did.
finally came back and she was like,
I'm
kinda
hungry. I went to bed hungry that night because you ate it all.
I went to bed like, I'm going to die. I ate so much.
I can't.
That's what AJ does. He sets
can't
out to
even
like
right
feel like
now
shit.
because I had to take care of the kids, and you were
sorry.
like, "Do you want me to take one?" And I was like, "I'm hungry because I have been taking care of children." And you're like, "Oh my god, I'm so stuffed." I was like, "That's funny because I'm still hungry."
Starving.
Like
Well,
I
he could
didn't
mama
even
bird
get
you.
Didn't even get enough food to eat.
Sorry.
You could get mama birded,
What's that, Mom?
where he could just chew it up and spit it back in your mouth.
Right in your mouth.
Thank
You know?
Thank you.
You
That'd
taught
be-
me how to throw up.
It's easier to chew
I
that way.
didn't teach him how to throw up.
It's easier to what?
It's easier to chew that way if someone's already chewed it for you.
Oh my gosh.
That's true.
Wow.
All right. We should wrap this up.
Yeah, I'm getting carried away. Thanks for having us, guys.
No,
Yeah,
it was
exciting.
good. I think it was a really
Let's get AJ
insight.
back on the train.
Yeah, AJ.
He keeps it with me a lot. Like anytime he's eating with me, he'll eat vegan because I am.
I got to do something because I'm off the rails again.
Yeah.
I'm back up over 190. I was like 184 when I was
really?
vegan.
All right, tomorrow's Monday.
Yeah, so I'm going to do the intermittent fasting thing.
Okay.
Just lose
I
the
tried it as a
cheese.
vegan, and
what if you just
I
what
did
if
it
you
fine,
just
but-
did no dairy instead of no meat?
he's more into the dairy itself.
Yeah, maybe the other way around. I could honestly.
But the dairy's the worst for you.
I know. I honestly, I got to do something. It's just, yeah, you have to get that willingness. Like that day, I just for whatever reason was at a
You know
spiritual
what?
low.
No, and like
Going
not to like analyze you or whatever, but we have a friend who is kind of like he's like, I'm gonna recruit you to just like make all my food for me because I've never seen a fat vegan. Like I'm gonna, just make me vegan. Poof, just make me vegan. But he has like a really unhealthy relationship with food to begin with. Like I'm gonna go ahead and say that like you probably have to like get a rein on like you're eating before just saying vegan's gonna solve it. I think that's actually like a good topic we could probably like dive into.
Ask you, like,
is that like it's not just
that
a cure all?
That would be me though. Like if I was.
But I'm here to help you.
Yeah, you are. But if I was like a single dude, like if you left me tomorrow when I was done crying,
yeah, what would you do?
I'd order one of those
just like 100 Whoppers.
Services. Like I would stay vegan, but
Hookers,
I'd get one of those. On the weekends, but like daily, I would eat like
Grub
one of
Up.
those boxes. No, like
Blue Carrot.
Blue Carrot or something.
Yeah.
Like one of those
like ready for
meal
you.
plans
Pampered
that comes to the
chef
door. 'Cause
kind of
I actually
thing.
don't have a relationship with food at all. Like I could care less. Like
So you're not what
I
I'm
eat
talking
food,
about.
so I don't.
No,
What I'm
I
talking
am
about is that people who think vegan's a solution to their food problems,
If
and
they
it's
have- okay,
not.
yes.
Yeah,
If
They
you
need
have-
to
if you
solve
have
their
a-
food problems before they become vegan.
Yeah, I'm a binger.
Yeah.
Like straight
Yeah.
up, I eat food to treat the human condition of emptiness that I feel. And it is
yeah.
an empty hole that cannot be
I
filled.
mean, I wasn't gonna like say
Without
it like
cheese.
that.
Yeah. So believe me, you can say nothing that is more hateful or offensive to me than I can say to myself. And yes, I treat my human condition with food. And it does not work. And then I get to a low point where I decide to do one of these diets that lasts about 30 days.
Hey, that works though.
Yeah.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah,
Have
it's
a
better
kid,
than nothing.
you know?
Oh, have a kid.
Have a kid. It'll
That's also terrifying.
put everything in perspective. You won't have time to have these silly problems
I guess
anymore.
Now's the time to say Kathleen's pregnant.
Oh yeah.
I'm not.
Congrats.
She's
I'd be
apparently
so
not.
jazzed.
Stop telling people that. It's
Vegan
like
babies.
it comes out of his mouth as much as the vegan thing. She's
It
pregnant,
might
I'm
make you
vegan.
more fertile.
You heard it here first.
You know,
Oh Jesus!
it's okay.
Don't worry, I'm not.
We'll send it tomorrow.
All right.
That's
Oh my
it.
gosh. No.
All right. Well, that's been.
Yeah.
It's been a great show.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
We were.
Thanks for letting us
What
ramble.
was the restaurant again?
V
Street.
V Street.
B Street. That was. Thank you for taking us there.
They
Oh,
were
of
really
course.
good.
Thanks for
Like that place.
coming.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Was that
Yeah.
when we met your parents? They were super cool.
Yeah.
Fun
Amen.
times. Okay, we're wrapping up.
Rate us on iTunes.
Do all that stuff. We have the awards coming up.
Podbean. Oh,
if
yes.
anybody in Columbus or the greater area want to come to the awards with us,
Awards
please
next weekend.
email us. Veg Fest is going on the same weekend on Saturday in Columbus. We are going
talked
to.
about this yet on the
We're going to
podcast.
speak there.
It's next Saturday.
Yeah, we're having like a speaking engagement. So like,
I don't even know how that's gonna work.
come to that.
We have to like speak in front of a crowd.
Yeah.
About our podcast. Like, can we podcast?
No, it's just like a speaking thing. It's just like a
About-
speaking engagement.
Okay. So if you're there, you'll hear us.
I want to go to
awkwardly try
Brewdog.
talk
They have like a
about
Love
concert
that.
going on.
our podcast. But then the next day is what Lisa's been waiting for. She's gonna wear a feather boa. She's gonna be carried in on like a rickshaw.
I'm gonna get like a
Columbus
$7,000
Podcast
dress.
Awards,
Yeah,
and
Yes.
we're gonna win them all.
yeah,
are gonna win
totally.
them all.
And
So, be there.
the Rick is coming, everyone. My prototype is right around the corner. My plastics distributor is. He told me he needed a new bit to cut out my plastic, but it's happening, so that's really exciting.
Perfect.
The Rick, and I think that's it, right?
We haven't heard from our fifth podcaster tonight, though.
Oh, where's Justin?
It's actually Jordan, and I've been listening, and frankly, this isn't exactly my speciality, but I'm very supportive of what you guys are doing. I'm really into the alternative in general.
Oh.
Men's alternative, women's alternative, really anything that's gonna pay. So you guys have a great time. I'm into certain diets, mostly diets of the flesh, but you guys enjoy your plants and your health, and you let me know if you need anything. Call 6969. This is Jordan Dinner signing off.
Thanks, Jordan.
Thanks,
I don't
Jordan.
think we could say anything else. Good night.
Good night.